Wife duties on a girlfriend's salary. You cook, you manage, you support, you carry, and he's a good man, so you can't even complain. Today, we audit the most common trap in dating. Let's describe the position, because somebody has to write the job listing you accidentally signed. You cook properly, healthy, delicious, planned. He hasn't seen the inside of a takeout container since you moved in. The house is clean, the fridge is stocked, his shirts are pressed, and he somehow always looks put together now, because you quietly upgraded his wardrobe, his skincare, his entire presentation. Add the invisible layer. His calendar, his moods, his mother's birthday. Therapist after every hard day, unlicensed and unpaid. You cover groceries because you were at the store anyway. Rent is split, but the life is not. You wanted him to eat well, live in a beautiful home, wear good clothes, because that's how you love. That's giving wife energy to a boyfriend, full domestic infrastructure, delivered daily at zero cost to him. And here's the twist that separates this from every other red flag video. He's not a villain. He's warm. He's kind. You genuinely enjoy each other. When your girlfriends ask, you say, "We're happy. He's a good person." And you're not lying. You are happy. There's just no money, no ring, no plan, and you're pulling everything. If a good relationship is producing a bad life, the problem isn't his character, it's the wiring. Here's the mechanism, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. The care trap is not about weak women and predatory men. It's about good energy plugged into the wrong circuit. Your psychological channel with him is wide open. You feel his stress before he names it. You know what he needs before he asks. That deep attunement is real. It's why the connection feels soul level, why leaving feels unthinkable. But there's a second circuit, and it's the one that pays the bills, his claiming code. The wiring that registers you as his woman, his queen, his legacy, the one he builds for. When sync is on and claiming is off, here's what he experiences: a wonderful, warm, endlessly supportive presence that makes his life better every single day, for free. He doesn't have to hunt. He doesn't have to provide. He doesn't have to propose. Everything a wife delivers is already flowing at girlfriend pricing, so he doesn't try, not out of malice. He simply receives the pleasant. Why would any system pay for what arrives free of charge? Mothering your boyfriend's signs, and the signs you are doing too much for a man. The short list. You remind him of deadlines. You soothe more than you're soothed. He eats like a king and shops like a bachelor. His growth is your project. Your growth is your problem. You want to see this trap at celebrity scale? Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelce, 5 years, and she wasn't just the emotional backbone of a high-frequency, high-pressure man. She ran the life, the home he loved coming back to, the grounding routine, the domestic sanctuary, the full-stack care, his soul and his household, both handled. By every account, real warmth, real connection. She was playing wife without a ring at the highest level of the game. And the code reads exactly like the trap. Deep nourishment flowing from her to him, psychological and domestic, while his claiming circuit never locked onto her as the woman. She built the home. She wasn't registered as the homemaker of his legacy. She was the sanctuary, not the queen. 5 years of premium emotional infrastructure. Exit compensation, 0. No ring, no security. Headlines debating whether she'd been splitting bills with a multimillionaire. That's the care trap's signature move. The better you are at caring, the cheaper it becomes for him to stay exactly where he is. Left unchecked, the care trap has a final stage, and it has a name women are Googling right now. Signs he treats you like a maid. The gratitude stops. The "thank you, babe" becomes silence, becomes expectation, becomes complaint. The dinner is late, the shirt isn't ready. The day he critiques the service is the day you know. In his internal org chart, you moved from girlfriend to staff, so how do you know where you are on that slide? Overfunctioning in a relationship has a simple field test. Stop doing one invisible task and watch what happens. If it simply doesn't get done, you weren't a partner, you were staffing. But the field test costs you weeks and a fight. The code audit costs 10 minutes. The report reads both circuits separately. Is the psychological channel open? And, the question that decides your next 5 years, is the claiming code active in your joint reading? Does his wiring register you as his woman and his legacy, or as beloved, comfortable, high-quality infrastructure? Because those two relationships look identical from the inside. They feel identical on a Sunday morning. They end completely differently. The math, as always. Unpaid domestic and emotional labor in a 5-year care trap. Tens of thousands of dollars at market rates, plus 5 fertile years you cannot invoice anyone for. The audit that reads whether he's building for you or simply receiving you, less than a single blowout. He's a good man is not a retirement plan. If you could see today whether your joint code casts you as his queen or as his favorite free service, would you want to know? Links in the description. And tell me in the comments, what's one wife duty you've been performing on a girlfriend's salary? I read everything. Don't leave your soft life to chance. Subscribe and start vetting by code.